Yeah, it's a WWE Night of Champions post show. The whole crew is here. We're ready to talk about the wrestling. Let's do it.
So sad.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Is everyone here? Okay.
I'm here.
We're here. Yeah.
Welcome, everybody. We all watched Night of Champions, Afternoon of Champions, so this little guy got to stay up and watch the wrestling pay-per-view. He's pretty excited about it, and he decided he had to be on the show. Johnny is here.
Hey.
Big Uncle is here.
Hey.
I mean, the whole crew is here for the wrestling show. It's a rare occasion. It's Night of Champions, and we just watched the whole deal. So shout out to everybody tuning in. And this little man is going to give us his thoughts on the pay-per-view, and then he's going to run along and go play with his wrestling toys that are waiting for him. What was your favorite match?
I have two of them.
Okay.
The main event
Okay.
and Brock and Cody.
Brock and Cody.
Yeah.
Okay. Were you happy with the endings of the matches?
The ending of the matches were good,
Yeah.
but the finishes of the matches, okay. They were okay.
Ending was good.
With the
finish?
Not so good, right? Okay. So on 10, how do you score this pay-per-view?
On 10,
Yeah.
let's go to 11.
11 on 10.
What a good show. That's an amazing show.
Or maybe I'll give it like a
11. I liked 11.
I think a 13 and a half.
13 and a half.
13
Wow.
and a half?
Even better.
Oh, man, that's going to make
Even
my
better.
review much more brutal.
Now let me ask you something. What was better, the wrestling show Night of Champions or the cookies we had while watching Night of Champions?
I think the Night of Champions.
Better than the
Wow.
cookies?
I think so.
What about the fruit with
Who
the
made
chocolate?
cookies?
I think it's so built and everything.
Show was better than everything.
I think so.
So you like the show?
They look great.
And this guy knows his wrestling. He was at Elimination Chamber. He knows things, right? You were at Elimination Chamber.
I was.
How'd you like it?
That was good.
That-
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good.
That was
That was
good.
really good.
All right, dude. Well, thanks for coming on the show. Yeah, we're going to let Johnny and Unky talk now.
Oh.
All right?
Oh.
Oh, so sad.
Oh, that face. That punna.
Thanks, buddy. You did good. You did good. Go play with your new toys. Go play with your toys.
Aw.
This is how we leave the studio.
He just
Crawls
descended.
away.
Crawls away.
Very sad.
All right, guys. Oh, you're good.
Very, very sad.
Yeah, he's mad.
He's whimpering a little bit.
He's going to go hang out. He's good. Give him a cookie. Give him a cookie. He'll be all right. We're here.
We're here, baby.
Yeah. Had to get his thoughts. He wanted to come on the show.
Oh, yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
Always appreciate it.
Look at us. We're all here in
Yeah.
studio, all together. This is a
Hey,
rare
guys.
occasion. What's up, dudes?
I actually made a premium live event this year. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
You're here. Is this your first premium live event post show this year?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
And what a show for you to choose Night of Champions.
I thought
All
it was
together?
okay.
Yeah, it wasn't the best.
It started great.
I'm not giving it an 11 or 13 and a half on 10, just so
No.
we're clear.
Okay. But I can understand, 5 years old giving it that because it looked amazing. Presentation-wise, fantastic. This is the best-looking show all year, easily.
WrestleMania is pretty good looking. Production-wise, you mean?
This was pretty damn good. The lighting.
Cool pyro and stuff.
Pyro for AJ. When does AJ Styles get pyro?
Yeah. It was a big match that he lost. Let me run down some of the results here from Night of Champions.
Always this little snag with the whole show. It's like, a good show.
Good match. He lost. What a loser. Because we all know it's a shoot, and he's lost for real. So, Night of Champions, the results, Seth Rollins opened up the show, beating AJ Styles in just over 20 minutes to become the first ever WWE World Heavyweight Champion. We'll talk about that in a moment here. Trish Stratus gets the win over Becky Lynch with help from Zoe Stark.
No relation to Ricky Starks.
Starks.
Oh yeah, there's no S, right?
That's
Yeah,
right.
so that's it. There's no relation.
No relation. Maybe she was supposed to be with Gunther Stark.
Maybe. I guess we'll get into that because I know, David, I don't know if you have the photo of that. You posted that on Twitter, didn't you?
Yeah.
The losing community.
Oh, Lawrence.
What happened?
I was like, goodbye, Lawrence Cartier. The poster said, the losing community.
AJ Styles. He doesn't want to be part of that community either. The losing community.
So
AJ
he is a sore loser.
AJ also thinks that the Earth is flat, and he's got a lot of strange opinions.
I just think some questions haven't been asked yet.
I just think that maybe you're just not ready.
Yeah, you're not ready.
You can't handle it.
Yeah, that's
That was
always
his
the
line.
way.
The official line was, maybe there's just stuff that you can't handle about the Earth being flat. Okay,
Great
Flies
wrestler.
around the world.
great wrestler. I've flown around the world. They said to me, AJ, the Earth is round. It's not flat. And I said, well, what's that? That's the edge of the Earth. They said to me, that's Niagara Falls. I said, bullshit.
Exactly.
I'm phenomenal.
I throw my
he
controller
did have-
down when I lose at Madden.
In my opinion, that was the best match tonight.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I thought AJ and Seth did a really good job. I thought their match was good. So Seth beat AJ. Trish beat Becky Lynch with help from Zoe Starks. Gunther, the great Gunther, beat Mustafa Ali, who was super over in Saudi. Asuka got the win over Bianca Belair to end Bianca's over year-long title reign. Big, shocking title change there. Rhea Ripley got the win over Natty in 70 seconds. Brock Lesnar beats Cody Rhodes, making him pass out in a Kimura, which in all my years have never, ever seen, in a real fight. But, hey, it's pro wrestling. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn got the win over Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa in the main event with some miscommunication there with the Usos, and then the Usos, or at least Jimmy Uso, turning on Roman, which we can get to for sure. We're going to break it all down. Shout out to everybody watching us live. Our buddy Lawrence Cartier, 13 and a half suck it Meltzer. That's right. Andy Burrows out in England. Shout out to Andy and his Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast. Go check them out. Good buddy Andy out in England. I know he's ready for the next WWE pay-per-view out in London, Money in the Bank.
And Wembley. You got tickets for that, too.
The AEW show.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Ryan Katz in the chat. And Antoinette, of course, I acknowledge you. 28 months as a member over at join.ringsidereport.net. Antoinette, you the one. Thank you for supporting the Ringside Report Network. And I'm sorry that Roman lost this afternoon. I was disappointed.
Wasn't pinned, though.
Well, of course, Roman wasn't pinned.
Right.
I mean,
Is this the first decision, losing decision Roman's been a part of in,
Since Xavier Woods.
yeah, as a DQ or something?
Yeah.
That was, 2020?
Maybe 2021.
is this really the first loss that he's taken since that? Wow.
Oh, no, maybe Seth, actually, at the Rumble. Not this year, the past year. Yeah, I think it was Seth. Because he lost that by DQ, I think, too.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
So it was that. Since Seth.
Still.
Unbelievable. He lost in December in a tag match, Lawrence is saying. What was that?
On SmackDown? Oh, was it the John Cena and Kevin Owens versus Roman and Solo? Remember when John Cena came back for so he could say he wrestled for 20 straight years?
Wasn't Solo, though, was it?
But it was Roman and somebody.
Yeah,
I think against
Roman somebody.
Kevin and Cena. I believe that was it. On a special Christmas SmackDown or something.
I think you're right. This the last ever show on the year, whatever.
Yeah, and so Cena could say he wrestled.
Yeah.
So he wrestled 20 straight years.
Right. Yeah, I guess that was it. Yeah.
Oh, who was it? It was Roman and
Somebody.
I think it was Solo.
Probably Solo.
I don't feel it was so because Solo's first loss was
Oh,
supposedly.
Sammy took the pin.
Oh,
Roman
yeah,
and
Sammy was
Sammy.
still there.
Sammy
That's
was-
right.
there you
Okay,
go.
okay, that makes
That's
sense.
right, that
Thank
makes
you,
total
Lawrence.
sense, yes.
Lawrence out
Sense.
there. Somebody's paying attention to this stuff. Somebody's got to pay attention.
Yeah, Sammy was
Shout
part of
out
that. That's the whole
to Louis.
Into the Rumble, yeah.
Show me that again. Show me the name again. I'm supposed to give a shout out. I don't have it on my screen. All right. Shout out to Louis.
thing. Oh, Louis Large.
Member of the team. Louis, I have your last name somewhere. I had it. My team had it for me. Anyways. Okay. Shout out to everybody tuning in. We appreciate you, all the members. Louis Nesteran. Thank you. Nerestan. a member of the team as well. We're at join.ringsidereport.net. So what was your match of the night, John? I think you gave it away a little early. Seth and AJ Styles.
Yep.
And I would agree with that. I thought that was the best wrestling match we saw throughout. I didn't think anything was that bad, but I thought Seth and AJ was the best. It had the most conclusive finish. It was a finish that it was, clean, acceptable, curb stomp, 1, 2, 3, new champion Seth Rollins. Makes sense to me. I would have loved to have seen AJ Styles get the belt, but I didn't expect it. We both predicted Seth would win.
Oh, invaded already.
This was the move to make. Mini invasion.
Mini invasion. Hey, little guy.
Seth was the move to make.
Just came to.
Thank you, buddy.
And I'm also like very.
Okay.
We'll see you soon.
We'll see him soon. He's mad that he can't be on the show anymore because he was partying with us the whole time.
Yeah.
You had a good time.
Yeah. But the thing is, he's too cute. So if he's on the show, nobody's going to listen to us. Everybody's going to be watching
like, oh,
him.
look at that
What's
guy.
that kid saying? We can't
Yeah.
do that. What about me? I'm selfish. I got to put myself over.
What about Raven? Yeah.
What about Johnny? Look at him. Look at the arms here. The guns are showing. You got to show the guns. And a cute child is totally going to distract from that.
Oh yeah, I will turn invisible.
Exactly. Are you even here?
That's right. I'm like camouflaged into the curtain.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you.
Good shirt.
Thanks, son.
He's like, yeah, Junior Dave is like, acknowledge me. Yep, Zevi wants to be acknowledged. Almost 6 years old. 6 years old in less than a month.
Wow.
Such a time.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I know. Match of the night, Seth and AJ. My match of the night. Your match of the night. You came late.
I can't wait. I
You
missed
missed it.
this one.
You missed the best match.
So,
That's
if I
rough.
have to pick from what I've got, I mean, the thing is like I like that like Asuka and Bianca had something interesting happen. Like, Bianca lost the belt, but
Yeah.
that doesn't. But a decision shouldn't make the match of the night.
I
just
agree,
because
yeah.
it's finished.
Yeah.
So like, is it Trish and Becky?
Hey.
Might have
Trish
to
and
go
Becky
Becky.
was kind of fun.
It was a lot of botches and sloppy, but it was kind of they went for it. They
Yeah.
did some interesting moves.
Yeah,
Becky got bloodied up there and I didn't mind the Zoe Stark finish.
yeah.
Because she's new on
Crappy
the
moves,
scene and
though.
she needs to be elevated, and like this is a way to kind of quickly legitimize her in a way to be like, hey, look at her, she's a bodyguard, she's tough.
Yeah.
So that's not, so I guess, and also the Saudi shows always have a bit of like a train wrecky match, and those are usually my favorite parts.
Okay.
Like Goldberg Undertaker,
Yeah.
or Shawn Michaels' comeback against the Brothers of Destruction.
Oh, God.
I feel you.
So this is
Yeah.
like kind of in that vein. And on
Almost.
that note, I guess Becky and Trish Stratus. With Trish getting the win too. I like that Trish won.
Yeah, I was a little surprised to see Trish win. I
Makes
didn't.
sense.
I didn't hate that match. I thought it was all right. And if you're gonna go with, say you missed the first match,
Yeah.
what was your second favorite match on this show?
I'd probably go with the main event. The main event was pretty solid.
Nah, I was like falling asleep.
I didn't love it.
I thought it was good. I thought it was just good. But I understand we've kind of been there, done that with the Bloodline.
Yeah.
And it feels like we've seen this match many times over.
Yeah.
But it was still good, though. Like, it wasn't bad.
It was okay, but the pay-per-view had kind of dragged, and I was a little over it by the end, and I didn't love it. I thought, there was some anticipation. What's gonna happen? Is Roman gonna win?
Yeah.
But then once the Usos came out,
Yeah.
Usos come out, the ref got bumped, right? Roman hit an accidental spear on the referee. Usos come out, and the Usos go for the double super kick on Sammy. They miss, they hit Solo. Once that happened, I knew what was going to go down.
And it took a long time to get there.
And it took a long time to get there.
Yeah.
Right? Like, once the Usos hit Solo in the face, it's like, oh, the Usos had just cost them the match, and Roman's going to be mad, and And then it took forever to get there. And I didn't like that. I didn't like that, once we kind of knew where we were going, we still had a ways to go.
Yeah.
I just wanted to skip to the end, and I think that took a lot away from the match. I did not love that match. I thought it was basic. And really the most important thing that came out of that match was Jimmy Uso super kicking Roman Reigns in the head and then doing it a second time after his brother told him not to, and then the Usos leaving together and Solo kind of on his own. But I think that the most important, right, Solo on his own. But the most important thing there that happened was the super kick from Jimmy Uso on Roman. The Usos seemingly officially breaking away from the bloodline now. But
Yeah.
I feel like if you would have given Roman and Solo the tag team titles, you would have had a little bit more for the Usos to do against Roman and Solo. But, whatever. It was something that changes the stories going forward. It changes the bloodline. It meant something, but the way there felt like the journey could have been cut in half, and we would have got the same result. We could have done it in 5 hours instead of 10 and had just as much satisfaction, if not more,
Right.
because we got to the point a little bit quicker.
But we also need to set up Roman's next match for Money in the Bank because he's going to wrestle in London. So I think they've kind of set it up right here. Jimmy Uso versus Roman Reigns. That's the match to make, I think, for Money in the Bank. I mean, we have till July 1st, right? So we have time to build that.
Hard to buy Jimmy Uso beating Roman Reigns.
Of course, but I think it's going to happen.
Hard to buy it
Who
as a
else?
main event.
Who else is going to wrestle Roman?
Nobody. I
And-
mean, I agree with you, but it's
You could sell it.
it's not a great pay-per-view match.
Oh, you have Money in the Bank, though. It doesn't need to be the last match.
Yeah, the latter matches are going to sell it. And
Yeah.
if you put Roman and Jimmy on last and Money in the Bank's on earlier, there's a tease of a cash-in, too.
Yeah.
So you could do something with that. Might even cash in. Because at this point, if Roman's ever going to drop the belt, it would be something like having a knockdown, drag-out match and then getting cashed in on afterwards. Like,
Well-
if he's going to lose the belt in the next year, it would have to be a cash-in because the way Roman's been built, it wouldn't make sense for him to just lose a match against anybody right now.
I mean, if the Usos aren't with him anymore, though, those were usually like his contingency plan to
Yeah.
always interfere and distract his opponent. So if he doesn't have them anymore,
He's got
they
Solo.
They could work. I know, but they could work into that more about how Roman has less goons. So like Cody Rhodes could like maybe beat him this time or something.
Maybe.
They
Well-
want to build up because I heard something like they're building up for Cody Roman next year at Mania.
Oh, really?
I can
Again?
see
They're
that.
like going to go for it again.
But no matter what happens, like Roman's going to pass Pedro Morales' record of
Yeah.
1,027 days. That's going to happen no matter what.
Yeah.
And then he's only like 400 some odd days away from Hogan.
Wow.
So why not just keep it going?
Yeah, I think they should keep it going.
That's at least another year.
That's another
Yeah,
year.
I know. But why not?
Bit.
I mean, is there really anyone else at this point?
No. I think you do keep it going with Roman. As long as you can.
Yeah.
I think you keep Roman Reigns the champion until you find somebody in the WWE that's legitimately a big enough star to beat him. Or how about you find somebody in all of pro wrestling that's legitimately a big enough star that the fans would buy it. And Cody was the guy that the fans would buy, but he lost. So right now, you look at the landscape, there's nobody. There's zero people. And I'm talking about anywhere in the world. Maybe if they got Okada, they could bring him in and people would buy it, but you got to sell him to the WWE audience, and even then, that's saying something, right?
It's tough.
Okay, so Roman and Solo fail. Kevin Owens and Sami still the tag team champions in the main event. It was the longest match of the night.
How long?
26 minutes, 25 seconds.
Yeah, it felt like 30-ish, yeah.
Felt like that. Asuka and Bianca felt like forever.
That felt 30, yeah.
Not the best match. I thought their Mania match was better. Yeah. But Asuka is the new Raw Women's Champion. Before we get to that, though, I want to get our scores on 10. So we've given our match of the night. You've got Trish and Becky, which I love. I love that as a pick. I think that's fantastic. Johnny and I going with AJ and Seth Freakin. What was your match of the night here? I know Antoinette said it was the main event. Give me your match of the night in the chat. What did you think was the best match that was at Night of Champions? And also, while you're at it, give me a score on 10. What did you score this pay-per-view overall on 10? I mean, I liked the beginning and
It tailed off.
parts of the end, but there was a big chunk in the middle that I could have missed entirely.
It was too long of a show.
Like Gunther and Mustafa, I didn't need. Asuka and Bianca, I thought missed the mark. Rhea and Natty was a minute that didn't really, and Brock and Cody was okay, but I didn't like the finish. So there was a lot of stuff there. Brock and Cody was worth watching, but 3 matches in the middle, Rhea and Natty, Asuka and Bianca, and Gunther and Mustafa weren't great. So overall, I think this show gets a 6.5. I'll give it a 6.5 to be nice. No, I'm giving it a 6. Forget that. There was nothing that was a classic here. This is a 6. Last show I gave like a 7 or a 7.5 because Brock and Cody was so good.
Yep.
But this one was weak. This one was not that great. Seth and AJ, as good as it was, nowhere near the Brock and Cody from the Backlash pay-per-view.
Yeah, Backlash was great.
Backlash was way better than this. So Backlash I gave a 7 or a 7.5, I think. This one's getting a 6. 6 from me. John?
We almost had it the same. I give it a 6.5. Like, I thought it started off fantastically. Like, I loved that first match. I'm like, this is a great way to start the show. I didn't mind Becky and Trish. Like, not a perfect match, but like Ben said, like, it's good to have those kind of matches here on this kind of show.
Yeah.
And, yeah, then it kind of went downhill a little bit after that, unfortunately. With Rhea, Natty, which wasn't much of anything, Bianca and Asuka, like, it was kind of rough. And then I thought the main event was okay. I was actually very disappointed with Cody and Brock.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that great. I didn't love them selling this whole broken arm thing.
Kind of selling it. I mean, Cody...
I didn't love it. I didn't like it at all.
Cody was selling it and then not selling
exactly.
it.
Posted on it.
He was hitting Brock with the thing, and it's like, oh, it's a titanium cast. It's like, okay. But then he does a dive on Brock, and he, lands on his arm, and he's totally fine. And then, a few seconds later, he's like, ow, ow, my arm. What?
I didn't like the story at all.
That was terrible.
Yeah.
Cody's a better wrestler than that. I don't understand why he sold so poorly.
It's a shame they went with this story. Like, I think they can have a better match, and they will have a better match, but it just didn't happen, unfortunately, at Night of Champions. But besides that, though, overall, 6.5. I mean, presentation-wise, just amazing. Like, I was blown away by it. The Saudi Arabia shows just look amazing. Like, they have, a WrestleMania feel to them, even though it's not WrestleMania.
Well,
they
I
look
missed
good.
the first match.
I know.
Antoinette giving it a 6 on 10 in the chat as well. I'm giving it a 6. You got a 6.5. What do you think?
I mean, I missed the first match, so that's going to factor into my grade.
Right. It sounds like it's going to be low.
I think like a 4.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It wasn't good, man.
Yeah. A lot of boring matches. The video packages did not help. Honestly, Rhea and Natty being so short gives it up. Not out of disrespect to the performers, but just they knew that this wasn't going to be anything special. There's no need to draw it out to 12 minutes or anything.
Natty's birthday. Destroy it on her birthday.
Well, hey, give her the night off, kind of.
You travel
all the way.
You travel all the way to Saudi Arabia for that. That's your
birthday.
match.
I owe you one, pal.
Best part of that match, Rhea and Natty, was Dominic Mysterio jumping in Rhea's arms and Rhea carrying him around the ring after.
Yeah.
It was funny.
It's like Macho and Elizabeth.
Other than that, though, not great. Not a great match. Nothing special there. 4 on 10 for you, 6 on 10 for me. Not a great pay-per-view. Bianca and Asuka. Asuka beats Bianca Belair. I think this was the biggest news coming out of this pay-per-view. I mean, the Jimmy Uso thing was big.
He won the title. That's a big thing.
Yeah, but he was expected to win the title.
Yeah, but
Bianca was not expected to lose here tonight.
that's true. She was the odds-on favorite too, right? Vegas had that.
Big
too?
favorite.
Yeah. Wow. There you go.
Big favorite to
It's
win.
rare.
Asuka beats her. Bianca has Asuka up for the KOD. Bianca had dodged the mist before, but Asuka still had mist in her mouth, and she rubs the mist on her hand. And Michael Cole explained to us that Asuka had taped her hand so that the mist wouldn't, I guess, burn her hand, even though it's in her mouth all the time. What substance is terrible on your eyes and your mouth and or on your hand and your skin, but is fine in your mouth?
Although maybe Asuka tapes up inside of her mouth.
Shut up. That's ridiculous.
It still doesn't make sense. It still doesn't make any sense.
Makes no sense. It's really stupid. Maybe she's got plastic dentures over her teeth. I don't know. Doesn't make sense. It's stupid. But so Asuka had the poison mist, and she put it on her fingers. And then when Bianca picked her up on her shoulders, Asuka rubbed her fingers in Bianca's eyes, and Bianca was blinded, not because she got poked in the eyes, but because of the mist. And then Asuka kicked her in the head. 1, 2, 3. Asuka, new Raw Women's Champion, even though they're both on SmackDown. Rhea Ripley still SmackDown Women's Champion, even though she's on Raw. When will they ever switch the belts? Your guess is as good as mine. I really have no idea. But Asuka is the new Raw Women's Champion, and will stay on SmackDown, I think.
Here's what I'm thinking. They didn't want to switch it because Bianca has such a long reign. They didn't want to change that. They wanted her to lose the title, and I imagine that maybe they'll swap the titles now because she finally lost.
I mean, they should.
They should. Because Rhea just won it recently, too, so that's probably why they didn't want to switch them.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make a difference. I mean,
well, I
should
think
be still like even if Bianca switched the belts, it should still be the same reign, you know? Because like
I agree, but it wasn't the same. Remember, they switched it when Becky and Charlotte. They said it's a new reign when Becky won the SmackDown.
When they threw the belts down at each
Yeah.
other and all that.
Well, it was just Charlotte dropped the belt.
Yeah,
whatever.
but that was part of it. Like that indicated they were
switching,
starting new reigns.
Yeah,
they were like dropping, and then
it happened for the tag champions too. Like the Street Profits switched the titles, tag titles too. Got brand new reigns off.
I mean,
yeah,
so maybe that's why. Yeah, that
especially when the belt is named after the show. Just does it matter?
And the color.
You're on the show. You're the champion of
The
that
women's
show.
champion, yeah.
Just change the name, change the belt. You don't even have to say it. You know what I mean? Like they don't. Rhea could just come out and be like, "I'm the Raw Women's Champion," and Asuka could come out as a SmackDown Women's Champion. They could have the different belts, and they could not acknowledge it, and I would be fine with it because it's like, yeah, well, that makes sense. You're on Raw, you're on SmackDown, fine. Like they don't even have to make a deal out of it, but they should do it because it seems weird.
Well, maybe
that the Raw Women's Champions on SmackDown and vice versa.
Just change it from Raw and SmackDown. Like make it like the Women's Championship and then the Women's Universal Championship, so they're equal, but you don't have to switch them because it doesn't matter the show.
Yeah,
do it like that.
I think so. Also, I've always felt it was stupid that there was a Raw Women's Champion and a SmackDown Women's Champion, but there's no Raw Men's Champion or SmackDown Men's Champion. So why can't you just call them the SmackDown Champion or the Raw Champion? You know, doesn't make a lot of sense. Why do you have to say women? You know, it doesn't make sense.
I remember Ronda said that.
I said it before Ronda.
Okay,
I said it before Ronda. But you know, great minds think alike. Ronda's the best. She's gonna be the next WWE Women's Tag Team Champion.
Yeah, women's
tomorrow night. Well, there's Men's Tag Team Champion, but. Anyways, I digress. So Trish beats Becky with help from the Zoe Stark. It was okay. Zoe Starks, I think the mom of Ricky Starks.
Younger than Ricky Starks.
She's his mom, but she's younger than him. Figure that one out.
Yeah.
Trish beats Becky, and I don't think it's over. Unfortunately, the best moment of this match happened right at the finish when Becky's face exploded. Right? Like,
yeah.
That match was okay. There were some bumps that were little...
Trish is like rusty.
yeah, they seemed a little rusty, and they did some things that seemed a little dangerous, but it worked out in the end. That rock bottom manhandle slam thing that Becky gave Trish, just planted Trish in the corner too, in the hardest part of the ring. It was pretty rough. Like, that was a rough bump. I don't know why Becky just... You would have been mad having taken that?
Like, that wasn't necessary. That didn't need to happen like that. Why'd you rush that move?
Well, because it was her finisher, and Trish had to be close to the ropes because she had her foot on the ropes for the cover.
Yeah, but don't kill me by doing that. You know,
yeah, she planted her with it, right?
Exactly.
Maybe it was a receipt from some of the stuff Trish had done because...
I think it was a rush. It looked rushed.
Maybe it was a rush, but Trish also was a little rough. Like, it was a rough match. I don't think on purpose, just because it's just how they wrestle, and they're both a little rusty, and it just went that way.
I think the ref called time. You know, said go home, and then they just kind of rushed it. That's what I think.
But Trish gave the Stratisfaction at the end and broke Becky's nose.
Well, Becky's got to protect herself. Like, if that's what's going to happen, like, you can protect yourself on that. You don't just plant your face first. Like, if you put a hand down or something, or put it to the side. But if she doesn't do that, yeah, you're going to break your nose.
So you're blaming Becky for this?
On the Stratisfaction? Yeah, like, you have more than opportunity. Like, it's not like Trish, like, drove her head down. If you watch that move, like, I think we're just seeing Becky's face right now.
Wow. Look at that face after the match. Busted nose, blood all over. She was a Crimson Mask after that thing.
Yeah, it's good for Kill Bill.
And there's Becky's Becky's tweet, revenge is a dish best served cold. Trish Stratus, we have unfinished business. Zoe Starks, you messed up, plain and simple. So, not over between Becky and Trish. Expect another match at what? Money in the Bank?
SummerSlam.
Money in the Bank. It's the next one. Stop pushing it.
I like pushing stuff.
Yeah,
Pushing
I know you
stuff.
do. I know you do. Always doing
It's
that.
the agenda.
So Trish and Becky, I thought, delivered. It was my favorite women's match that we saw tonight.
Yeah, okay, sure. Like, the other one was bad. Yeah.
Well, there's two others.
The other one was nothing. It was a squash.
So?
Yeah, of course.
Trish and Becky had the best one, which I kind of figured Asuka and Bianca would.
To be fair, yeah, I thought so too.
Right?
You're right, yeah.
And they didn't. So I like that. Trish and Becky, solid match, crazy bloody finish. Gunther beats Mustafa Ali. Mustafa was super over. He had the whole head thing. I don't know what you call
Propaganda video
It's
too.
A little bit.
it's
Doesn't
I
matter.
don't know. It's a rap.
I don't know what it's called, but he had the head thing going in Saudi Arabia, got a big pop from the crowd, and then Gunther whooped his ass in 8.5 minutes.
Out of nowhere.
Still Intercontinental Champion. Can we talk about the Nazi imagery with Gunther, though?
You have the photo,
yeah,
no?
let's talk Nazis. I'm
Let's
always
talk about,
down.
Yeah, you love talking about the Scrazzies.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I love what we saw it live. We were just like, yeah, oh yeah, they're doing
it's a
that.
little,
Whatever.
it's a little messed up.
so Gunther's... I'm not going to show the Nazi imagery because it's kind of crazy.
No,
But
don't
like-
show that, yeah. But this, they actually, wow.
But like this looks like a Nazi flag, and Nazis had flags like this with the swastika instead of the Gunther head. So this being part of Gunther's entrance tonight on its own is a little odd. But when you compare, when you add it in all the other things that have happened with Gunther, and I'm going to show you some stuff with Gunther and the WWE and Nazis and stuff, it's just odd. So Gunther's original name was supposed to be Gunther Stark, and that was the name of some famous Nazi, so they just called him
Right.
Gunther. I think Ludwig Kaiser's name also was supposed to be some sort of Nazi name.
yeah.
Here for the WrestleMania kickoff show, they were showing like prison images for something.
For Dominic.
For
'Cause he
Dominic
was in
Mysterio,
prison.
for Prison Dominic, and one of the prison images they showed was Auschwitz.
Yeah.
That was WrestleMania,
Which
wasn't
is
it?
which is not Gunther related, but still weird that they would use a Auschwitz, and they're like, oh, we didn't know. It's like, oh, okay,
I like the idea, like, oh yeah, that's just a normal prison. You know?
yeah, just regular old prison.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't,
It's not a death camp.
And then here's Gunther. His ranking for the WWE video game was 88, which is some sort of Nazi number because of Hitler. There's 2 H's or something. I don't know. I'm not a Nazi. I'm not down with the whole thing. But they tell me that that's a Nazi thing, too. There's just a lot of Nazi imagery with Gunther, and the WWE seems to always throw it in there, and it just makes you wonder.
Yeah, because it's not overt
No.
enough that you're like, oh, they're trying to be edgy.
Yeah.
You know, like if Gunther had a bunch of guys in brown shirts goose-stepping,
Sure. Then it'd
you know,
be like,
then they'd be like,
okay.
okay, WWE's just trying to do some kind of shock thing that's backfiring horribly.
Yeah.
But this is subtle, which is almost like, not to say like, hey, if you have sympathetic views in the audience, we share this with you.
It almost
But
feels that way, though.
Maybe.
It almost feels
the rating
like
in SmackDown game was like it's like that's like a
it's weird.
it's a wink, a dog whistle, they say.
Yeah. It feels like there are people or a person or I don't know in WWE that's kind of like, yeah, we're doing this.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
But he's not even German. Like, I don't get why.
He's Austrian, but so is Hitler.
It's weird.
Hitler was also
You
Austrian.
know?
So.
And yeah, it's just because it's not overt, and WWE, you know, they're never subtle. You know, that's the thing,
Yeah.
these things are subtle, and WWE is always just kind of like, bah,
That's
bah,
true.
bah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so it's just like, well,
When
then
they have to
what's
be
the
subtle-
game here? So what's the game here?
Maybe there
The
is
game?
no game. Maybe it's
know.
all a big coincidence,
know.
but there's a
And then
lot
you
of
look
these
at, you know, all the heavy metal and biker and Viking. You know, the Viking Raiders have a bit of like, you know,
I know. Oh, I know. I see it, and I go, ooh, Triple H's whole gimmick was a little
that
on the
guy
edge.
Jackson Riker, who they refused to fire, even though he was like a bit of an open
Yeah.
Nazi.
Road Dog.
Road Dogg.
There was a girl too that Seth was dating in NXT, wasn't
Yeah.
Who was a Nazi? Who
Also,
got fired
I
for
think,
Nazi
did she
tattoos?
date Sonya Deville also?
Yes.
possibly?
Yes.
He also dated Sonya Deville.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah,
Just no
I'm telling
reason,
you.
but just say Michael Hayes. Just say I'm
say his
like
name.
basically just say Michael Hayes.
Yeah, yeah. It's a worrisome. It's worrisome a little bit when these things keep adding up, and you go, What are they doing? What is happening exactly? I don't think there's some great Nazi conspiracy in WWE, but it's weird stuff.
Yeah.
It keeps happening.
I would imagine we're not going to see that again, though. The whole banners like that. I don't think we're going to see that.
You think
again.
they'll drop the
I
banners?
think they'll drop the banners.
But then it'll be something else.
of course.
You'll have
Yeah.
a valet named Ava.
Right? Like there's always something weird going on. It's
There'll be
like,
something.
Why are they doing this?
His new goon, Gehring or Goebbels.
Whatever.
Whoa, we didn't know. We didn't know.
We didn't know.
Oh, really? Oh.
Oh my God.
You know, like when Bradshaw in a house show in Germany
He did the
got
salute.
caught because a fan was recording it.
Yeah.
Got in. He almost got arrested in Germany because it was like
Yeah.
illegal at the time. I don't know.
Yeah,
if it's
yeah.
still
You can't
illegal
do that in Germany.
You know.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, something.
Well, he was doing that as a heel, trying to get
Yeah,
heat. I mean,
but like it just shows that like well, one, that wasn't subtle, but also they should really think about these things, or
Bradshaw's
they are
a good
thinking
guy.
about these things.
don't say bad things about Bradshaw.
no,
I
I'm
like
not saying
Bradshaw.
Bradshaw's a Nazi. I'm just saying like
He was playing a character.
any
Bradshaw.
kind of
Yeah, yeah.
imagery or anything usually gets caught, and then they're like, yeah, we're gonna nip that in the bud.
Yeah.
But with Gunther, it just keeps happening.
Yep.
So someone in production or
I don't think it's Gunther. I just
No,
want
no,
to
I
be
don't
clear.
think it's Gunther.
I don't
No.
think it's him.
oh no,
Yeah, it's
at all.
absolutely not, absolutely not,
Not at all.
absolutely not. No, like,
Whoever's writing
honestly,
for him.
I'd blame Triple H
Yeah.
more than Gunther.
Yeah. If I would blame anybody between Triple H and Gunther, I'd blame Triple H.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But yeah, I love Gunther. I think he's great. I think they could do a lot with Gunther. He beat Mustafa Ali tonight, as expected. Brock Cody. We haven't really. That's really the one match we haven't dove into yet. Brock beats Cody. Cody didn't really sell the arm too much. We talked about that, but the finish I hated because
Passed out.
passing out due to pain. It's like, come on.
But he's the hero. He can't give up.
Well, okay. Well, then put him in a chokehold.
I agree.
Put
yeah,
him in
sure.
something where you actually make a human being pass out. You are not passing out due to pain. When Stone Cold Steve Austin, I saw people compare this to WrestleMania 13 with Brett, right? When Stone Cold passed out in the sharpshooter, he was bleeding. You could pass out because you lost a lot of blood. That's fine. If Cody was bleeding and in the Kimura and he passed out, fine. Lack of oxygen, blood, whatever, fine. But no blood, just getting your shoulder and your arm popped and you pass out due to pain, and that's how you lose the match. I thought that was a really weak, lazy finish to get Cody out of winning while still remaining strong and tough. I thought that was really stupid because in no world does that ever happen. Ever.
Well,
Ever.
in no world does they let him wrestle with a broken arm. Especially if he wrestled with a torn pec before.
Of course.
Not going to wrestle
Well,
injured again.
they did let him wrestle with a legit torn pec, and this was a fake broken arm, so why not, really? You know what I mean? How did they even let him wrestle with a legit torn pec? That still
Hell in
kind
a
of
Cell
makes
match?
me wonder, like, how? Why did they do that?
He probably forced them.
The doctor said you can't make it worse, so you might as well. I don't know.
He actually
because-
could have made it worse, to be honest.
Right, but
actually.
usually they don't let you wrestle if you're actually injured, but they let him wrestle.
Yeah. That was weird that they did that. They shouldn't have done that, but he wanted to do it and have the match and then be out for a year. And
I mean, it made him in a big way.
it did. I don't know if this helps him more, though, to be honest. Like, just because he passes out to Brock. Like, oh, okay, you showed fight against Brock. We knew that was going to happen, but, yeah, that finish doesn't really do much.
Nope.
No.
You could have choked him out.
Yeah.
You could have had him bleed out and pass out that way.
Or just pin him. Like, you beat him up so much and you just pin him. Like,
Or you just pin him because you got beat by Brock Lesnar when you had a broken arm. No shame in that.
Yeah.
yeah.
But they couldn't get around it. They're like, we're going to...
Well, they don't want to pin him for whatever reason. They're like, oh, we got to protect him from that, but he can pass
Yeah,
out.
you can take a pinfall.
Well, apparently you can only take a pinfall to Roman. That's about it. But passing out, like, oh, we could sacrifice that. That's cool. It's a hero's way to go down.
Just like, I like that Brock's wrestling more, but his matches just have a little bit of a sameness to them. And I gotta say, just like a little sidebar, Brock's selling is really like over the top. Like since his match with Goldberg, when Goldberg speared him, he started like rolling around. It was all like now like every time Cody hits him, he's like rolling. Like and Michael Cole's like, "Oh, Brock's in trouble. Brock's in trouble."
It's like
and,
monster selling.
Yeah, like every shot is from like Goldberg or something like that.
What's up, Zeb? But I heard.
And it's just like it's too much. It's too much. It's annoying. Like he was selling like Cody stuff. Like he was rolling around and like all like, oh my God, I'm in trouble. And it's just like
Yeah.
But I thought it helped for that Backlash match, actually. The fact that it looked like Brock was a monster and that he had to fight through that monster and he was eventually getting through to him. Like, I thought that actually worked for Backlash.
Yeah.
It didn't work for tonight, though.
no,
did
but
not
he
work
does it
tonight.
a lot though now.
I know, he overdid it, yeah. Yeah,
Rolls
that's
around
true.
on his back. He's profusely sweating. His eyes are all like, you know. And Michael Cole
It's
is like
that
really
he does it
freaking
right
out.
away.
Yeah,
He doesn't
yeah.
wait until like mid-match to be like, "Oh my God." It's like as soon as he gets punched, he's like, "Ah." Yeah, I know what you mean.
I might go down here.
Yeah,
You
it's,
might beat me.
it's over
And then I
the
pick
top.
you up for an F5. It's like, okay.
but that was your favorite match, right? Brock and Cody? Yep. Well, that was his favorite match.
Cause Brock was so red.
Because Brock was so red.
He was.
He was bleeding a little bit, too. I think his cut opened up a little bit.
Yeah, he was bleeding a bit.
He was.
You liked it because he was so red?
Yeah.
Why does he get so red?
I don't know.
It's weird, right?
Yeah.
Is he the reddest man in wrestling?
They got him Red Lesnar.
Red Lesnar?
Red Lesnar.
That's a good
He's
one.
like Red Hulk or something.
Or Blue Tista. All right,
Oh,
guys.
Bautista.
We're going to wrap up the show. The show is done. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank Harold Schneider just dropping in a super chat. He says, nice to see everyone in studio and still awake. Afternoon pay-per-views are the way to go.
Oh, well, that was a close one, to be honest.
I agree. Yeah. Big Uncle was falling asleep during this thing. But shout out to Harold. Shout out to all the members. Antoinette, Angelo Contagonis. I see you, Angelo. And everybody tuning in here this afternoon. Appreciate you guys on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Rumble, Facebook, and all the things. Johnny and I will be back. Not after Double or Nothing, because honestly, we're going to be asleep. I don't know how we're going to stay up for Double or Nothing tomorrow night. We are going to be on for Double or Nothing Monday morning at a reasonable hour, 10 a.m. This little guy will be in school.
10 a.m. Eastern.
10 a.m. Eastern time. Johnny and I will be here for Double or Nothing on the Ringside Report Network. We're going to watch Double or Nothing tomorrow night, watch the scrum, watch the media thing, see if CM Punk appears and denigrates the entire company once again, as he's done in the past.
While eating some cupcakes.
Eating cupcakes and being mean to everybody. We'll see if he does that. We'll see if Tony Khan sits meekly by, doing nothing, sniffing lines, having a good time. And we will be on 10 a.m. Eastern on Monday to recap all the AEW
I
action.
will be at school.
You will be at school.
That's right.
We'll recap all the AEW action coming up Monday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern time, right here on the Ringside Report Network. You will-
Buddy.
You will be there?
I will be there next time I can be there.
Okay. And which means that tomorrow night I could watch Double or Nothing, or I could pause Double or Nothing and watch the finale of Succession. Let's
Body.
go.
Very good.
Is it Body's finale
Yes.
too?
Yes.
No.
Yes. It's
Body?
one after the other. Final Succession, final Body.
Quite a Sunday.
I can't believe I'm not ready.
I'm not ready. My heart can't take the end of Body and the end of Succession.
Raven, the Raven.
The Raven! Noho Hank, what's Noho gonna do?
I'm a little scared for Noho Hank.
Noho Hank's in big trouble.
I was scared the last time. I thought he was gonna get it last episode.
Oh man, how's it all gonna turn out?
We got one rocket.
How's it gonna
We
turn?
didn't have budget. It was office supplies.
Oh, Zeb got a super chat.
Oh, super chat. Said Zeb.
Zeb.
Zeb Coulter.
Spell your
Zeb
name.
Coulter.
Spell your name.
Z-E-V.
That's right. What's your name?
Zev.
That's right. Thanks, Doug. Appreciate it. Shout out to Doug and Nick. I saw that Nick liked my singing of Blink 182 the other night, so I'm glad that Nick liked that. And I was talking about Blink 182 the other day. AJ didn't know who they were.
What?
The, the Blink 182, yeah. I remember
He said
that.
Blink 182. Oh,
Yeah.
that was a great
Yeah.
great moment.
These kids.
Yeah, exactly. Great moment on Thursday's edition of Ringside Report MMA. If you haven't caught it, really good. All right. So
getting feisty here.
we appreciate you. We'll see you again Monday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, right here on the Ringside Report Network. Say bye.
I'll find me somewhere.
Bye-bye.
When
Say
I-
bye.
Bye.
Thanks
Bye,
for watching.
everyone.
Thanks
Thanks
for-
for watching, everybody.
Please join in and give your support to Ringside Report Network. We've been providing expert coverage and commentary on both pro wrestling and MMA for over 15 years. Go to ringsidereport.net/support to find out more ways to support the channel.